Hi everyone, it's Ask Me Anything session number 3. Now we have prepared a lot of common questions that our clients ask us on every stage, basically on the beginning. Maybe it will help someone. So let's see how it goes. Where should I start if I have an app idea? In majority of the cases, especially for startups, they come with the idea and they think that the idea is brilliant and that idea is worth billions and that just an idea is enough. In reality, it's not. App idea worth nothing. Delivery is worth something, and plan how you're gonna do it. So my suggestion would be to start from writing down your actual idea, what can be there, what is the bare minimum of it, and how can it be slimmed down. Basically, you remove everything that is not mandatory. And also one more important thing that many founders who come here for calculations do not think about, and you should, how you're gonna make money. Think about the monetization model and think about what's the purpose of this, right? How you're gonna make money. And it should be more practical. You don't have to be just, oh, I will get a subscription. Yes, you will, but how actually you're gonna charge, what is the market, and what is the probability that you're gonna get a success. And in many stages, when you ask this question yourself, you will think that this idea maybe is not very good. And actually then you will get to a better idea or better understanding on how this business can be done. So yeah, great exercise to think. How do I know if I even need an app? Maybe a website is enough. Yes, this is also an amazing question, and usually I tell it on the other side, trying to convince people that they don't need a mobile app. Why is that? Because a mobile app is quite expensive in terms of delivery, in terms of development. It's more expensive than just a website, and you should be thinking about mobile app if your users are gonna be in your app at least once a week. If it's less than that, then there is no reason why you should be doing an app in the first place, right? Of course, there are some exceptions here and there, but in general, rule of thumb, if your app is used more than once a week, it's a good idea. If it's rare, then maybe website or responsive website is a great first step. How much does it cost to build an app? That's a tough one, because in reality, I don't know. Depends on the functionality, depends on complexity, depends on many things. And it's possible to know only when you have a full scope of functionality and we understand what you already have. Do you have a design? Do you have a backend? Do you have exact business processes described, and you know what you want? Then we can tell you more precise. If you have nothing of that, then first we would need to do these steps together with you, and then we can give you exact quote for an app. What is the minimum budget to launch a working MVP? Also, very tough question, because there could be many different kind of projects and one MVP is bigger than other, but general rule, your MVP should be less than 3 months to delivery. It should not be to production, but it should be client-facing delivery. So if your MVP is bigger than that, then you're doing something wrong. You have to strip down the functionality and focus on one audience. Don't try to cover all of your ideas in an MVP. MVP should be minimum viable product. That means that it should solve only one problem for one audience. And the faster you get to market, the faster you get a feedback that, hey, it's actually relevant and needed for someone, or let's pivot and do something else and not waste money on building stuff that nobody needs. Can I come to you with just an idea and no technical specs? Yes, you can. we would be doing that together with you. So basically we will scope out how the app will look, what functionalities it will use. We will also create a design. So we are full cycle agency and we can create that for you. It will of course be a paid service, but absolutely if you have an idea and don't have time to do anything else, we will do it for you. How can I tell if people will actually use the app I want to build? Quick answer, you don't. If I would know that, I would not be sitting here doing service business. I would, I would be somewhere in the yacht, in the Mediterranean. Short answer, you cannot. Even with a good research, even with a good amount of deep knowledge of the industry, there is an element of luck. You cannot predict will your product 100% be useful or not. The best case, if you already have a working business, if you have some audience you're serving, and then you build a mobile app, then you can guarantee that there will be a success because somebody is already using your services or website or tools that you do. Other way, just from idea that, okay, we're gonna build this app, there is no chance to say for sure that there will be success. But you can prepare, you can do researches, you can do analytics, you can see competitors, so you can see like if there is traffic or not. Then you have another problem that you need to acquire users, and it's expensive to acquire users, but it solves the problem that yes, the app is useful. How much does an app's success depend on development and how much on marketing? Okay, so that's my favorite one. I believe that 10% is development, 5% is design, and the rest is marketing and luck. Well, with a big asterisk that product is written well, product is stable, and design is done properly. I mean, more beautiful app is, more modern, more UX friendly, the easier it is to sell, but big responsibility is on marketing. Which tech stack should I choose? iOS, Android, Flutter? I'm very biased, I would say Flutter, but there are tools for every job. So basically, if you have something very, very specific or performant, or you are using something very modern like augmented reality or Bluetooth connections or devices, then maybe it makes sense to do native. But if it's just a regular customer app with API and with just requests and displaying the information, then Flutter will do in 95% of the cases. And even if it don't, then you can always use native code of iOS and Android. But yeah, also there are many use cases where you don't need two platforms, you need just Android or just iOS, then it's obvious choice, then go native. And what's the process of working with Kreidikovs like? Easy, pleasant, smooth ride. We try to do as transparent as possible. So we give client all the accesses to our Jira, to our systems. So Figma, Jira, Slack, they have access to developers, to designers, to the whole team directly. So you will be able to speak with them day to day and they will ask you questions. And this is actually one of the main ideas that we have here, that all team members should have direct access to the decision maker or to the project manager from the client side, so that we can ask questions and we can get answers straight away. There should be no client speaking with the manager only. The demos that we show should be done directly to the client. What's one thing you wish every client knew before starting? How they gonna monetize their app, or what is the end goal they want to receive? Like, why they are doing this. If they are just doing it because they think it's a great idea, maybe they will be disappointed with the result. But if they understand that this is part of their business. They are doing this just to, get more audience, get more attention, get more something, and they know it, and they go as a deliberate decision for this, then they will be much more happy as an end result. Do you help with App Store submissions and all that paperwork? Well, it's not paper, it's not paperwork, it's all digital. But yes, absolutely, we consult, we help with submissions, we help with the review handling. It's pretty straightforward right now. Back in the day, like 7-8 years, it was a nightmare. Now it's much more smooth ride. So I think Google and Apple done better job for the founders to make it easier. Okay, we are done with clients. Questions from followers. If you had unlimited budget for an internal project, what would you build? That's nice. I will answer only from myself. Maybe the team has different view. But we have this app called Bezvests to the rescue on our website. It's about finding missing people. Sometimes we go with them on the training sessions and we learn, like basically it transfers your phone to the GPS, and coordinator of the rescue mission can see where you actually went in the forest or in the bog or somewhere, and then you cross out map sectors in order to clear it out, right? Because you're looking for some elderly person who is lost in the woods, or you're looking for a body of missing person, and you need to map it out. And we use the organization that we help with. They are using heat drones, drones with heat vision. And my idea was that maybe we should buy some Boston Dynamic robots, the dog ones, who are walking and who can do this research with heat visions faster. So if I would have unlimited funds and I would not have to think about tomorrow, I would invest in Boston Dynamic robots and try to use them for search missions. Because that's really, really cool. They are autonomous, they can do a lot of stuff. So that would be interesting project. Thank you, Arsen, for the question. One more question from him. What would be your dream app to build for a client? I want to build e-commerce, something really big with millions of or tens of millions of users. Either e-commerce, either some utility app that is done properly and is serving a real purpose, like that helps, as Google says, that solves problems of billions of people. That would be really, really insane to have. Or e-commerce that is with high load, just to see analytics, just to see how we can change the behavior of users, how we can track the data and do a lot with that. What does your day actually look like as a CEO? Very chaotic, because in a sense that I have everything in calendar. I have a lot of meetings. Usually I have 4 or 5 meetings a day, different one, including the client onboarding and initial calls, some problem solving, some planners and stuff like that. So a lot of meetings, a lot of planning, a lot of new stuff. Usually the new stuff is done by, you try to investigate, okay, this looks good. I don't know how to utilize ChatGPT here, how to do this better, how to start a new service. Usually it's my task to investigate, like, what should we do? Is there a reason for that to do it? And yeah, but a lot of routine tasks, a lot of problem and firefighting. So it's very chaotic in the sense that you never know what what you have for today, because you can plan a lot and then client is unhappy or something happens and then you have to drop everything and solve it. As they say, CEO's job is a job that nobody else wants to do or knows how to do, because otherwise it would be a dedicated person task. So this is basically my job. Thanks for your questions. I hope you were entertained, please send more in. It's really curious to answer them. So yeah, let's stay in touch.